Man, oh man, I come back to this. I come back to this. Tyson Fury set to face Sweden's Otto Wallin, if that's how you even pronounce his name, in America. Now let's take a look at this guy's box rec, because I never heard of this guy. So let's take a look at his box rec, and let's see if I recognize anybody that he's faced. Let's see, he's 20-0 and he has 13 KOs. And look at that, he's the exact same height as Tom Schwartz. He also has an unbeaten record like Tom Schwartz. So let's see if I recognize anybody in his resume. Okay, I recognize Adrian Granite. That was that overrated guy who lost to, I believe, I already forgot who he lost to, but this was like a prospect. And I recognize Rafael Zambano Love. And I don't recognize anyone else. So this guy's basically in the same level, I'm assuming, as Tom Schwartz, because he basically has the same resume. Well, actually, he has a better resume than Tom Schwartz, because Rafael Zambano Love is better than anyone Tom Schwartz ever fought. So I would have to say he just has a little bit of a better resume than Tom Schwartz. But once again, he's a guy who has not challenged himself. He hasn't fought anyone. He's been a pro for 6 years, and he has not fought anyone of note. Now, I'm pretty sure that the Fury fans, the Tyson Fury fans, will show you that he's unbeaten. And I'm pretty sure he's ranked in some organization just like Tom Schwartz was, and they're going to try to point that out and say, look, what are you talking about? He's a quality opponent. But it's obvious to me what Tyson Fury's doing. He doesn't want to take any risk before fighting Deontay Wilder, because he's set to face Deontay Wilder next year. So he doesn't want to take no risks. There was rumors that he was gonna fight Jarrell Big Baby Miller. At least apparently he wanted to fight him. But there was also rumors he was gonna fight, Oscar Rivas and Dillian White before he fought Tom Schwartz. In my opinion, Tyson Fury has never been wanting to challenge himself, at least this year. It's like he got the fight with Deontay Wilder booked, and he's like, you know what, let me just take an easy route. Ever since he joined ESPN, he's just been cherry picking very low quality opponents. This is gonna be his second low quality opponent back to back. And the funny part is that he's probably gonna go around promoting this like this is a great fight, just like he did with Tom Schwartz. He's gonna say, oh look, this guy's a big fella, he's 6'5", and he's unbeaten. But anybody with a brain will know that this is not a challenge for him. This is going to be another walk in the park for him. And once again, why is he fighting an unknown guy like this in the U.S.? I don't think it's going to help him out, because nobody knows who this guy is. It would have been better if he would have fought, a Jarrell Miller or whatever. But like I said, I think that he's just trying to not take any risks and then fight Deontay Wilder. And if you think about it, this is like the guys he was supposed to fight to begin with. I mean, when he made his comeback last year, and he was fighting that tomato can like Francisco Pineda, and then he immediately jumped to fight Deontay Wilder. I remember saying I didn't feel he should jump to fight Deontay Wilder. Had he not jumped, let's say he would have never fought Deontay Wilder, and he was fighting Otto Wallin or Tom Schwartz, I wouldn't be as harsh as I am now. Just because he took a massive layoff. But I just don't like the fact that you fight Deontay Wilder and then you downgrade. I don't like that. I don't like when fighters do that. If you're gonna fight someone like Deontay Wilder, a top heavyweight, a champion, stay fighting guys that level. Don't go backwards. And I feel like that's what Tyson Fury has been doing since he drew against Deontay Wilder. It's just he's taken a step backwards. And yes, these guys are unbeaten, but they're unknown guys, and they haven't fought quality opponents. That's just the bottom line, because Stone Cold says so, son. They haven't fought quality opponents. So how it doesn't matter if he looks spectacular against these guys, because I don't know what level these guys are. These guys could go on to lose to every single decent, mediocre level heavyweight out there. So how impressive would that make Tyson Fury's victory? Like say Tom Schwartz goes on to lose to mediocre heavyweights and is in the next couple of years. Like say after he schools Otto Wallin, Wallin goes on to lose to mediocre heavyweights, guys who are like top 30, 50 heavyweights. It wouldn't make Tyson Fury's victory over them look that impressive, would it? The only way these victories look impressive is if he fights and schools legit heavyweights. That's what makes it look impressive. I still feel like I didn't like that Tyson Fury is doing this because he had such a lot of hype when he fought Deontay Wilder. A lot of hype around that fight because it was very exciting. So I felt like he needed to stay with that hype by fighting quality opponents. But when he downgrades and fights two back-to-back guys that nobody ever heard of, it's taking a step backwards. And you're not hyping people up. No one's gonna be hyped for this fight. Who in the right mind is gonna be hyped for Tyson Fury versus Otto Wallin? Who? Only probably Swedish boxing fans. Maybe there's a couple of big Otto Wallin Sweden fans out there. But once again, he's fighting a guy that no one really cares about because no one knows him, and that's just how it is. If you don't know them, no one really cares about them. So we want to see Tyson Fury in there with guys who at least we could give him a lot of credit for beating. Not guys like this. Even a Jarrell Miller, that would have been way better than fighting this guy. It's just, I don't know. I really don't have an opinion for this fight. It's just one of those other foregone conclusion fights. Apparently he's agreed to terms and stuff like that, so it's gonna happen 100% probably. Well, maybe not 100%, but it's probably gonna happen because when you got Tyson Fury agreeing, it makes me laugh because Tyson Fury goes around saying, I'm gonna fight the best. I'm looking for a really good opponent in my next fight, and then he chooses a guy that no one ever heard of. It's like he just doesn't care. I know that Tyson Fury knows that no one cares about him fighting these two dudes, these Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallins of the world. But he does it anyway, because, he's the quote-unquote lineal champion. I guess he really doesn't care, but whatever, man. That's all I have to say for this fight. I really don't care too much about it. I just think it's a waste of time type of fight. It's going to be the exact same performance. It's going to be the exact same results. He's basically doing what David Haye did. When David Haye came back from his layoff from boxing, he was fighting unknown guys who were unbeaten, and then when he would knock them out in 2 rounds, he would say, oh look, I destroyed this guy, and this guy was a top heavyweight. Tyson Fury is basically doing the exact same thing that David Haye did a few years ago when he made his comeback to boxing. He's fighting these unknown guys, and then after he schools them, he acts like, oh look, they were really good competition because they were unbeaten. Being unbeaten means nothing. It's all about the people you fought. That's just the reality. And there's nothing impressive about Otto Wallin's career or resume as a pro. And he's been a pro for 6 years, and he hasn't fought anyone with a pulse yet, which is, it's not a good look. Anyway, guys, off the site, I'm out. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it.